Now the experiment number 3, measurement of internal radius by slip gauge, vernier caliper and roller. So, what are the instrument we need? We need 2 sets equal size rollers. This is one set roller having diameter this is another 2 sets rollers having higher diameter. This has got lower diameter. You please see, it has got higher diameter, lower. So, it has been written 2 sets of rollers. I am keeping it over here, 2 sets of rollers. Slip gauge box, basically this is set of slip gauge box having different sizes slip gauges are present. Third one is vernier caliper. So, can you tell me in this experiment with this vernier caliper what can we do? Basically, we should take initially the diameter of the 2 sets of rollers, and the last one which we require, that is dial gauge indicator. The name of this instrument is dial gauge indicator. You please see the function of the dial gauge. If I push this, it removes like anything with a faster speed. How to use it, we will show you step by step. Basically, this is known as dial gauge indicator. So, first what we should do, Arun Babu will do it, and the name of the part is basically workpiece. We are going to find out the internal radius of this workpiece. The first, in most of the experiment, we need a surface plate. So, this is the surface plate. First point is that we put this workpiece like this way, not like this way, like this way. After that, what we should do? We should place 2 small rollers in 2 sides, 2 small rollers in 2 sides. After that, what we should do? We should insert slip gauges. It may be 1 slip gauge, it may be 2 slip gauges. That is basically known as ringing of slip gauge. If we place 1 slip gauge, after that 1 slip gauge, after that another slip gauge, the process is known as basically ringing of slip gauge. It is expected there should be no air at all in between the 2 or 3 slip gauges. So, Arun Babu has put these 2 slip gauges in such a way there is no gap in between 2 sides, because if the slip gauge has got the higher length with respect to this length, it will be distorted like this thing. It will be distorted like this thing. So, he has placed accurately 2 pieces of slip gauge by ringing one after another. So, we should take the measurement of 2 slip gauges by adding the reading which has been written on slip gauges by adding the 2 results. This first chapter is complete. After that, we will remove the slip gauge and take the dimensions, what is written on the slip gauge. After that, the next step, we should put another 2 larger rollers, and in between these 2 rollers, we should put another slip gauges. You please show the ringing, How the ringing is done, you please show it.
No,
Ringing. He has taken this slip gauge and this slip gauge. You please notice another thing. This slip gauge has got 6 faces. You notice it. It has been written 24.5 millimeter. This face, opposite face. This face, opposite face, except these four faces. You please notice the difference between this face and this face. It is glossy in nature. What does it mean basically? That means it has been written 24.5. That means this glossy surface should be ringed with other surface. So, it is the question whether this length is 24.5 or this width is 24.5. It is your part. When you will come into the class face to face, that should be decided by you. Every answer should not be given by me. Rather, when you will handle it personally, you should learn more and more. Now, I am going to show you how ringing is done. That should be shown by our beloved member Arun Noskar. You please see more or less permanent joint. This is the peculiarity of the slip gauge due to the having high finish, and process is known as ringing of slip gauge. You can add another slip gauge also with the help of the same process. Now, Arun Babu is going to place these two slip gauges in such a way it will fit with this gap. And you please see, this workpiece is not tilting. If the dimension of this slip gauge is higher than the space is available, simply it will be tilted. So, then we should remove it like this way. After removing the slip gauge, we take the dimension of the slip gauge what we have taken. Simply we are going to add it. After that, what we will do? Now, we are going to take the height. So, reference plane is similar thing, our surface plate. How we should take the height? Certainly height should be taken from the midpoint, and that should be checked by this dial gauge. So, height should be taken like this way. Now, with the help of the vernier caliper, he is keeping the object very close to him. Now, I am holding this device. Now, some reading we have got it, we have got the height also. And why this dial gauge has been placed? Because during taking the height, if we put the dial gauge on the center, if there is a deflection, that means it is giving pressure from the below. So, if you slide this dial gauge, if it is on the center, there should be no deflection at all. You please see, if you put the dial gauge over here like this way, if you slide it from this to this section, certainly there is a deflection within the material. So that it indicates it is so sensitive, we can put it on the center, and if there is no deflection, we can tell it is on the just on the mid portion. So, by taking these data, now you please see, with this calculation, that is height d, capital R, that means dia of the capital, and small r, that is dia, and height can be calculated. We can find it out the inside radius of any workpiece. Next, radius measurement, how to take the measurement, that has been written over there. that is radius of a circular arc on a component when the center of the circle is not accessible and the radius is large in comparison with the dimensions of the component. So, by this process, by using what are the instrument, it has been written by fixed roller instrument and by using depth micrometer. We can find it out by this process. There are another methods through which we can take the measurement of internal radius. So, this may be omitted because in our laboratory this process is available. So, this is another process for by using depth micrometer. We are not using this, so I will quit it. So, this is the instrument which we have used, that is the lower two sets of equal rollers, we have used it, two sets of equal rollers. After that, box of slip gauges, after that vernier caliper and dial gauge indicator. So, what the next point? Now, we have, you please see the procedure. It has been written on your data sheet, I will not waste time certainly, and the process which has been written over here, we have followed this process. By you please see that the two rollers, one roller, small roller, after that what we have done, large roller, this is the set of slip gauges through which we have got the dimension by adding it. So, after that there is some precaution is in metrology experiment. In case of every experiment, some precaution should be taken because it is very sophisticated laboratory. So, this is the observation table through which by putting different results which we have got, we can calculate easily, that is inside radius of any workpiece.